support. So a lot of bans were thrown towards the support. And Bro, like, we already have ours in the bag.
I can't remember. Do you think ZEUS is good at cannon?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty happy to take those range tops. So I think that'll probably just be the expected pickup here, especially with a Rakan and a Jarvan. You have the setup.
All right, decides to go for the prehistoric version.
Yeah, but a range top that does well in the Renekton. Pretty confident with that.
Yeah, that's... Blind picking Renekton into ZEUS is so illegal. I just feel like there's like a list of things that you're not allowed to do in the LCK, and that's very high up there.
Yeah, I also feel like the Gnar with the Jarvan. I remember this was when Gnar first came on the scene, such a strong combo, because you get that extra terrain to slam them into. A lot of terrain actually with the Azir and the Jarvan thrown about. And, you know, sometimes you see a flex and you're like, hey, you know, that's an interesting flex, but how much are you actually necessarily gaining on the back of this? Because they obviously get the Nocturne Orianna combo, but...
About T1 players on HLE representing their own outfits. Let's get into it. Game 1. All right, Bro fans, very loud here in LoL Park today, which is absolutely fantastic. And let's see where the first battle lines are going to get drawn. I'm excited to see whether, you know, Namgung
isn't going to act on it, isn't going to challenge you. When Roma is so low in terms of health, they gave a free window. And in fairness, you did end up trading up and stuff. Oh, Kanavi in trouble now.
Yeah, Dominus is going to get procced here by casting. Slices, dices as Kanavi is looking to hold on to him, but he might just die. The flash does actually get used, but unfortunately does not work out. And Gideon doesn't get the vision required, or doesn't decide to gain in grubs. First one did go over to Kanavi though. Decides that he doesn't really want to fight for too much more. ZEUS almost takes a second one there for HLE. But not going to be the case. Yeah, for HLE, and I think they're very happy to play a slower game with the composition that they have. Is Roma going to get picked up, shoved back, and destroyed here? As in goes to Light. That is first blood going over to Zeka, as he's now looking to try and escape. Gideon wants to get on top of him and does manage to help Namgun get the kill. Dustbringer comes on through. Gideon is just going to get out of there. So a 1-for-1 as both mid laners hit the dust. But
of all the supports to have, Pantheon, I'd say one of the champions who can do a bit better with gold compared to others. So
yeah. Romer is now going to get flashed on. There's a knock-up, and I think he's just dead again. Zeka just collects another one.
Look how close it is.
Beautifully calculated there by Zeka in that isolated 1v1 against Roma. And they're going to translate that into a dragon as well. HLE really starting off comfortably going to go over his way. So even more money into the coffers of HLE. As a possible fight here is Delight going down relatively low. Roma looks for a bit of an angle here, holds on to the shockwave, and there it is! Gets thrown out, delivered by the Nocturne, as now Kanavi going to have to flag and drag his way out of there. As Control Ward does go into that brush, casting continues to be in trouble as Teddy looking for Guma. There's the knock-up. Sorry, the stun potential on to Guma, but does just flash the wall, gets out of the way. Namgung, no joy.
Map and looking to contest his Herald, so...
Yeah, walking up now. Kanavi takes the long way round. Does have to flag and drag to get himself to relative safety. Now gets back over the wall as they look for the smite fight, but there is the combo! Blast Cone does come on through there, but Guma nowhere to go from that, and the Rift Herald, it actually reset. And so the Bros don't actually lose anything out of the play. They just blow up the Varus and get on with their day.
Yeah, catch GUMAYUSI without flash, and that's the power of that Nocturne Orianna combo. And now HLE, no real way you can fight this. Everyone's healthy again. Everyone got a chance to reset. So maybe the TP value coming in there, giving them some time to get back on the map.
Oh, Kanavi just steals it away. Looks to get in there to try and grab the eye, but he will just be dying for it. Zeka trying to get on over. Finds one with the Emperor's Divide and then just finds the Death Chamber. Now the curtains have been called. Delight does collect Shelly. So the two sacrificed for one Rift Herald is going to be thrown down immediately here as GUMAYUSI is going to usher her towards this outer turret in mid. But you can see it in the gold, the Bros actually being able to pull this back quite considerably. Oh, stun does come on through here as Namgung's back one more time. Oh dear. GUMAYUSI got a little bit of practice going into the Death Chamber just recently, and he is going to do it once again.
This game, I'm going to try and see if we can count them.
All right.
So, this play comes out.
First flash.
Yeah, there's one.
Cashback would have been a good idea.
Cashback is pretty good.
Well, Roma, let's see whether he is going to keep himself alive as Zeka breaks the arm guard. Roma now inside the Cataclysm. Emperor's Divide just to get rid of the Nocturne, and down he will go. Casting dives in though, and they are able to answer it with a kill onto Zeka as ZEUS gets the flank angle. They find the knock up there. Chains of Corruption connects on towards this Pantheon, who is not long for the world. He'll get taken down here as GUMAYUSI just keeps casting at arm's length. Delight wants to do the same, but they do kite him out and take down the Croc. And it's all in exchange for really do in that moment. And so now it is just advantages everywhere as they look to try and kill GUMAYUSI one more time, but the Deadly Flourish, it goes wide. Cataclysm from Kanavi just to buy some space as the Dancing Grenade just going to be enough to help take down a cannon. And HLE, good defense. Yeah, well, look, sometimes you got to address the elephant in the room. Hey, there's an elephant, okay?
They're trying to set up for Guma. Oh, they blue trinket him. Yeah. They lose vision.
There's Paranoia. They do throw down the shockwave, but Guma actually gets thrown in a safe direction. Namgun goes in there. Finally, we're safe from the 6-7, but that is going to be 2 kills going over to HLE to start this one off. The Bros are able to answer it, though. That's a great knock-up as Kanavi is on the warpath, takes down Roma. They do finally manage to kill ZEUS. So it's a 3 for 2 in the end, but it should mean that this Dragon goes over to HLE.
I think keeping Guma alive without Flash is a near impossible task against this Bro composition.
It is certainly open to a play like that. ZEUS is going to face check a Renekton and does try and hop his way out of there. Breaks the Fear Tether as Deadly Flourish is going to go wide, so that is no assist going over to Teddy. A lot invested, though. Gets all the value that the Bros require. They throw down another one just to make sure they know exactly what this health bar is looking like, and Paranoia has been available as in goes Namgung. That is going to be the steal from Gideon as well. Highway robbery as he is going to get taken down. 2 dead, but they do steal the Baron, so they keep their base alive most likely. HLE looking a bit worse for minus 200.
Yeah, I think XP probably the main thing that Bro are going to be happy about from this, from getting the Baron. They'll get a big chunk of XP, and you do get comeback XP now from... They got the kill there.
All right, check it out from Gideon's perspective here. Sails in, looks pretty excited and tells everyone to get the heck out of there. Yep, back doesn't feel very good. And even if he does get the fear off, then he's still sprinting. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, Delight is looking to try and get vision down where he can. And they do have a decent amount of it. But the Bros, I think, have bought a fair bit of time. So I think it's the next fight going to be an honest one. Is okay, they look to try and lock down ZEUS. Deadly Flourish is going to hold him in position as he will die. And now Kanavi is in a very awkward spot. Does have to flash, but the Ruthless Predator is there and casting. Man, that ability name is correct with how dangerous this guy is. But the Sand Soldier comes out from Zeka, and he's able to punish this support Pantheon. And he does get stunned up, but Teddy not with too much of a follow-up as now Kanavi, oh my, of course he is. And there he goes, diving on forward. That is going to be the flash out though of the Cataclysm. Deadly Flourish, not quite as deadly as it really wanted to be as it misses. And Kanavi, he's just continuing to go in. It's Kama Kanavi, man.
He's such a psychopath.
He got it again!
Chill out for a second.
Please just go home for a bit, man. I know you've got a GA, but like, come on. All right.
He wants to put it to use, so that's the only thing I can get from this.
You only get value if it's on cooldown, okay? All right, that's a very deep teleport. As all right, in goes Delight. Let's see whether Zeka and Kanavi can actually get here in time as Gideon baited by the blue buff. He is going to be able to secure it there, but down he will go. GUMAYUSI going to lock up the Nocturne.
Yeah, not too much they can really get from the Nocturne being dead, but they should be able to look to push here. The mid tower has some overgrowth built up on it. Problem is, they don't have a Baron buff, and the Orianna should just be able to clear the waves out. We'll see, though. Maybe they can look to threaten her off the turret. Quickness is about to come up and available. Chains of Corruption said, too.
Yeah, this is a bit scary. As the Bros, it's their turn to go for the flank play. Scary Crocodile, but Namgung is going to get engaged on. Has Jaeger's in there. It's a great shockwave from Roma. Zeka goes golden, though, and there's that GA that Kanavi wanted to use. He's trying to get out. Burning, and the tick is going to be able to take him out. There is now GUMAYUSI. Yeah, that's a very scary Crocodile. And down will go the Varus one more time.
It's unbelievable.
I love it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, what do we expect? 2 teams fighting for their first win in the LCK Cup. Bro has been here many times before, fighting for their first win. HLE, not so much. You know,
the defending first stand champions still yet to find a victory here.
Yeah, I think there was some stat which was this is...
he finishes that off. What is it, going to be a Bloodthirster or something like that? He's already really hurting. But every one of these bullets is going to be painful as okay, here we go once again. And yeah, GUMAYUSI's not allowed to play the game. It's just kind of illegal at this point as the Aegis goes up there from Namgoong to keep him alive. But the turret gets angry once again. It looks like they're not going to be able to take down the Pantheon though, and he is allowed to escape. Their use of just pressing man-drop paranoia over and over again, it's working.
Yeah, and now Baron's up, Dragon's up. You know, you burn a lot of cooldowns there. Maybe just head over to Dragon with Guma being dead. Do need to heal up, though, in the meantime. Gideon's just going to solo it.
Yep.
Namgoong's getting back on the map. They are moving over towards the Baron, and Gideon obviously doesn't have the ult yet to get over, but it's coming up soon. He wants this Dragon. He's committing, so you're going to have to force him off this objective, and it's going fast.
It is going very fast. Zeka does so much damage to this. It's okay. Pre-exhaust onto casting, and that is going to be Kanavi locking down the Baron. That is just the 1-2-3 punch onto the Orianna to take him down, but casting gets on top of Zeka. He has to go golden, and casting's going to get wiped out. Finally, Gideon makes his way in. The flash, and Gideon closes the gap onto Zeka. And now Teddy's trying to fight this one out. Finally, GUMAYUSI shows up, and he is angry after getting targeted earlier. That is going to be only the Nocturne left alive, but not a whole lot of Barons. You love to see it. As all right, let's see who's going to be able to pick this one up. This is Cloud Soul for HLE if they're able to get it. And the bros just looking to try and deny. There's the paranoia. Shockwave does nothing at all. As Zeka once again shifts the stance to get himself out of there. You can see ZEUS being so annoying in that backline. Finds the double stun and keeps himself alive for such a long time. It's Kanavi that gets a double as he wipes out the carries of the bros. And casting not long for the world. They will be able to get the soul, but most importantly, they very handily win the fight, and they may just be able to win the game.
I don't know if they can clear the waves. Those two against the 4 strong of HLE. Overgrowth in the tower as well, going to make it easy to take. This should just be the game end unless Gideon and Namgoong can pull off a miracle here. I don't think it's enough.
And what did I say to you when you first turned up at LoL Park today? I was like, are you looking forward to the 6 gamer? Well, I mean, this was pretty close. We might actually have a 3-game series here in our first one, but this time, HLE are going to be able to find the win in game number 1. An absolute bloodbath with 40 kills in 37 minutes. But there it is. The orange tank takes down the Nexus and will pick up the victory here. But game 1's
managed to execute better, and that was it. But that was certainly a game. Certainly
it was
a lot of game in
one of them of all time. You can sort of block the Q and stuff like that as the Poppy. It's not exactly the worst matchup in the world, but it still doesn't feel great.
It's definitely a matchup, especially with the fact that the AD carry matchup is Corki into Yunara. If it is Yunara Poppy in the bot lane, you are just going to feel a little bit lifeless.
Ooh, Zion would be a bit of an interesting choice. We've got Aatrox and then new Aatrox, and there it is. All right, 2 Aatroxes. What does it mean?
It means it's going to be, well, I mean, only one of them has the revive now.
That's
but
true.
Both of them very durable. I'm definitely going to need some focus fire to take them out. You know, I think a lot of value for Natalia with that Unraveled Earth here. But team fighting power from HLE, there's a good amount of it. But I just think I'm a little bit concerned about this bot lane 2v2 and how that's going to fare. I think they haven't given themselves great tools to get through that laning phase.
Yeah, and I feel like Delight's job is going to be a tough one as well. Hitting an Elise with a Keeper's Verdict is going to be quite difficult. At least, you know, they do have a pretty powerful bottom lane. We're seeing it right now. Let's get into it. All right. Oh, Teddy, huge shout out for having the toboggan Corki. An oldie but a goodie, you know? Although not quite as exclusive as it used to be, right? A lot of us, you know, bought it when it first came out. The Winter ulti can be pretty frustrating, getting a whole bunch of health back. As Zeka misses the Q, I'm pretty sure, as the flash from Roma is the weirdest thing ever, and Zeka is just going to kill him.
And then your AD carry gets hit by a lot of damage, and you're like, I'm sorry, AD carry. I wish I could do something. That's all you can really do. Yeah. So, not the best scenario to be playing Poppy. Oh,
Roma is going to put between the worlds here, and he just takes the full combo and is just really dead. No flash, no chance. Okay.
It's so big. The Shock Blast is so big.
Oh, Cocoon going to connect here onto ZEUS. There's the burst damage. As Namgoong says, job well done. Man, that was a very long time ago. Ox, thank you for taking me back like a decade.
Oh.
All right, Gideon is looking to kill GUMAYUSI, and he might be able to do so here as he's just walking towards him. 3 Talon Strike goes down, held on to the Audacious Charge, and there is a very dead Yunara.
That feels pretty bad, you know, having the ult for the dash and flash and still end the Zahen, but, you know, it was pretty cool. Didn't quite land it. I respect him going for it, though.
Yep, respect the hustle. And both of them use their ultis, so no harm, no foul. There's a plate going down as Namgung looking for the point-blank cocoon as GUMAYUSI going to get lit on fire. Teddy will be able to find the kill as now Delight in a lot of trouble. He'll get taken down. It's a double as now Zeker's looking to clean this one up. Teddy standing his ground, but he's very, very dead. And that is the shutdown over to the already very fed Aurora.
Yeah, I think a little bit rushed from Bro. And also Namgung didn't connect the cocoon. You know, dropped tower aggro very early. I think there were some things that could have gone a little bit better.
Fun. Now GUMAYUSI, oh dear. Well, he has a ward.
Doesn't have ult though.
Let's see whether he can survive this as the repel gets Namgung over there. And will he land the cocoon? Yes, he will. And he takes himself the kill at the same time. The woes of GUMAYUSI are going to continue. I mean, and it's not even really his fault, but it's been 2 games in a row where he's just been targeted. Roma as well is suffering the same fate as he gets hit by everything and the kitchen sink and will be taken out. The Bros now are going to be coming on in, looking for a bit of an angle as Casting thrown into the wall with a heroic charge. And he might just be dead, gets a big old shield. And Namgung, what goes up must come down, and the Q is going to miss, so thankfully he survives. But HLE able to protect themselves. Gideon goes in. Kanavi is always trying to take more, isn't he?
Yeah, that was a bit of an overstep, you know, I think.
You think, do you?
I think Kanavi could have gone further. I think he would have. I think he would have done it.
He could have been, hitting the inner turret, even though it's untargetable at the moment. He could have been doing that.
He would have done it. I believe him. I believe. But, yeah, my question to you really is, who do you think is having less fun this game? Roma or GUMAYUSI? Who do you think right now?
Probably Roma is having less fun. That's what I would say. As Teddy, okay, never mind. Maybe it's GUMAYUSI. Maybe it's actually Roma. Well, I mean, Teddy might be killing Delight as well. Never mind. Zex is going to come down, and Teddy is super duper dead.
Okay, well, Guma now has 4 deaths, and Roma has 3, and Roma is getting a plate, so I think...
Isaiah is going to be able to take down this top outer turret. As now, Namgung, can he actually find the cocoon here? That's the question. Public execution flies out though, so of course the cocoon is going to land, and now Delight, did have the keeper's verdict, but unfortunately he did not hit the Ambessa with it. As Teddy, one more. They are respecting Zeus a lot here as Casting now with another round of spells, and it's a very dead Zahen. I think, Zeus was in the air trying to deliver the Grim Deliverance, and the delivery got lost in the mail. The quest completion is going to be having the most fun out of the 2.
That's how we
can confirm it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to... Oh, wow. This is the first time we've been really, focused on the quests so far this season. As Zeka's moving in, we're going to try and help take down Casting here as Grim Deliverance does come down. They're put between the worlds, and the public execution was actually for himself.
Guma got his quest done.
All right, there it is. Having more fun.
Yep, he's having more fun. He gets that extra gold as well. Roma finishes
just barely.
I
think we can say that they're both not having a whole lot of fun. But Guma with a little bit more is what we're going to say here. As Teddy slowed down by the Slurk, but does have the Valkyrie.
The level of difference is very small.
It is. That means they might both be having quite a lot of fun. But they are both having a very similar amount. Let's just say that.
We can definitely establish that.
Glass half full. All right, Gideon, I think he knows that things are looking a little bit dangerous in there, but the heroic charge doesn't actually work out here, and he just takes both of the camps.
Thanks to the leash.
And HLE just going to back away. All right. Wow, that was pretty Giga Chad there by Gideon.
Still has that grub. Very educational.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good to,
back in live. Kanavi is doing some things. Cocoon, I don't know whether it landed, but it didn't really matter as now Zeus, he dives into the fray. Aatrox 1 down, Aatrox 2 still going. All right, Delight was channeling the ulti and just decides not to use it.
He said about the game 2s for HLE buff in the spectator. They do now show that.
Oh, cool.
Which is nice. So you can see everyone having fun.
Yeah.
Apart from a couple of people.
Zeus gets into the back of the pit here. Kanavi trying to get over there, and they do evict the jungler, and he takes the dragon anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. Now they're all just trying to get out. Grim Deliverance, and unfortunately, Poppy does not have the... Okay, in goes Roma. That's a crazy maneuver. GUMAYUSI eats a bunch of rocks from the floor, but he will be able to escape. I thought that was suicide there from Roma. I'm really glad that he's still playing with gusto despite... Right, well, we're going to drive it. And she's looking for an inner turret. She is going to be able to find it here. Steadfast presence means that it's very, very tough time, but Kanavi taken down so low. It's Namgoon that grabs another kill. Public execution doesn't quite find the mark though, and now ZEUS gets the knock up onto Teddy. Back in goes Gideon, Grim Deliverance onto 3, and it's ZEUS that's starting to pop off in this fight. Finally, Casting makes his way back, but unfortunately, the rest of his teammates are already gone, and HLE will find themselves the comeback victory in the team fight, and they're looking for even more.
I just feel like such a massive throw from Bro in that situation. Gideon driving it into the tower seems to forget that Poppy exists because, to be honest...
We all know running it down. What about driving it down, Ox?
I mean, that was it. Delight, not having done that much this game, maybe flying a bit under the radar, catches him off guard, and then...
We're going to see him here from the side. Perfect flank angle. And the knock-up to get the flash out of Teddy is so important. Oh my goodness. Yep. Turn to Ambessa, take it down. That's precisely what happens. That's a big old nicer, and that is actually going...
Driven, sorry.
Yes.
But, you know, one Dragon from Seoul.
Coon is going to connect. Delight, though, is going to have the steadfast presence, denies the Q, but now you've got Casting making his way in. Delight is very, very dead, but can they get more? That is the question. As there's a public execution, Casting once again getting a big old shield, but he's going to get wiped out. ZEUS just walks away from that seismic shove. So a 1-for-1, but Poppy in trade for Ambessa. Man, HLE feeling good about this one as well.
Yeah, not really a good deal there. And I feel like they had the Poppy so secured in those kills, they could have consolidated the vision around.
They do use it to get control here of this mid lane. Crystalline Overgrowth going to get popped. And this one should go down very quickly. Yep, Teddy makes short work of that inner turret. They can now slink. I mean, this dragon is going to go incredibly quickly. Kanavi does have a ward in the back of the pit as there's the teleport in. They're going to go for the contest as Kanavi gets on over. Let's see whether he can actually steal away this dragon. It will be secured by the Bros as there's the Crescent Guard. And the Bros just want to get themselves the heck out of there. And I think they're just going to be able to do so. All right, dragon secured, now we go. The thingy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Baby Banshees.
Yeah. The little beads.
I actually think you should build that, because it's the only thing that will stop him getting...
Why don't I have the name of that in my brain? It's okay. Weaver's War comes on forward here as Roma is looking for ZEUS. Public execution, though, is Delight. Just going to get blown up. Can the rest of HLE actually find the fight, though? As Teddy flashes away. GUMAYUSI, I don't know about that one. That was insanity. Phosphorus Bomb would have landed, but he was dead already, as Roma is having way more fun at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think he didn't see the Unraveled Earth within the terrain, dashes over into the stun and immediately regrets it, and that is fun over for Guma on that play. Bro going to be able to secure this Baron at the back of that. I am having... and then that happened, so...
Well, it's all right. You're going to have a lot of fun on Twitter after this because of that. Oh, wow. That was a big one. That was...
Teddy's having fun.
He is having fun. He was always having fun, though. That was never in doubt.
Yep.
That's all right. Casting going to get pulled back here by ZEUS, who is very scary on this Zahen.
Yeah. This is called Release Day Diff.
Yeah. And it's a bit minor, but it seems to be enough as public execution. Casting is trying to get something done, but of course there is still an ulti there as Between Worlds goes Zeka.
And this feels really good for Bro, because you get a big ultimate from HLE, and the damage is irrelevant because you have Ocean Soul. You can just sustain back up slowly.
Yep. Weaver's Wall. And...
Oh, Zeka!
Oh, Roman's going to be able to find him! Zeka explodes! He's having so much fun! Oh my goodness! Inhibitor turret goes down. Inhibitor to follow. The Bros are going to keep HLE winland 2s.
Oh, what a pick from Roma!
That's a 93% solo queue win rate, baby. You need to keep your head in the game, no matter how things go in the early stages. As Delight, he finds Teddy there. The exhaust goes down, but ZEUS not going to find the Grim Deliverance this time. Teddy goes down, but the trade ain't worth it. Namgoon's also able to survive. And it's a double kill from the grave, actually, for Teddy as the ace comes in. And the Bros are going to do it. They'll finish off the Nexus turrets. And HLE will have to try again in Game 3.
And the Bros, you know, there was a little bit of volatility.
It was wrong. Count Casting? No, it's Commodore Casting. Commodore Casting, the man with the most damage in the entire game. I'm actually very surprised.
If Casting had got the Akali, it would have been a real pain point for ZEUS. So
Casting, come on, buddy. No. This is not like this. Not like this.
No,
okay. I mean, K'Sante is better than Fiora, okay?
Yeah, but
I know it's not exactly, you know, the biggest praise.
I just think if ZEUS is going to be comfortable in this lane and eventually going to become an absolute monster, it's a very short-range composition from Bro, and you're dealing with a Gwen who presumably at some point is just going to come online and be so hard to deal with. The shred from GUMAYUSI on this Sivir, if he gets items, he's just going to massacre everyone, right? The Ricochet is going to do so much damage. I think HLE pretty comfortable with this. The thing that Bro have going for them is the bot lane 2v2 strong. The mid lane matchup you're going to have priority in, and K'Sante in the early levels should be completely fine.
Exactly right. And you know what's going to happen right now? We're getting onto the Rift. We're going to have some fan chants. All right, Zeka's starting things off already here, as he does find an electrocute proc. Roma desperately trying to even out the trade. Almost gets there, as that's a pretty cool skin that Zeka's got. I wonder if he helped design it.
Maybe, but getting a good early trade, really nice. Especially the Alastor, just like you jump towards him, he just knocks you away. So
that casting may be in a little bit of trouble. As all right, let's see whether a teleport is going to get. Never mind. That is just a very dead K'Sante, and first blood goes over to ZEUS.
Kanavi was there, by the way. Definitely.
Yes, getting back to lane. The rest of the bros are in the area. And they do spot this out. The Drakes are a little bit tankier than usual. As GUMAYUSI is going to be tagged here by the Winter's Bite. The bros do hold on to this as ZEUS comes in, finds that backline. But it is going to be casting, pulling him away. Kanavi locks down the Dragon, but can they win the fight? As the flash out from Gideon is good to keep him alive. And it's a Chemtech Soul. Oh, casting does have the Realm Warp to get out. Roma is going to deliver his top laner to safety. And no casualties, but the Drake secured for HLE, and they're pretty happy about that as GUMAYUSI does have that spell shield. Headbutt back onto Teddy, who does get pulverized as well. Now Delight in so much trouble, and Teddy just kills him. That is going to be an evening out of these kills. Gideon in the area, so no follow-up. And yeah, just a dead Delight.
I feel like Bro...
Dear.
Oh.
I feel like Bro I'm playing the game. Rift Herald has now spawned. 2 minutes on the Dragon, as now we've got a Realm Warp to come on in. Gideon trying to lock down ZEUS here. Will be able to get another knockup. And there it is. Roma coming on down, and ZEUS just wants to deal with this wave. He knows that he's very, very dead. But the assist goes over to Roma. Gideon is going to collect himself the kill as the Rift Herald is going to be secured. Zeka possibly could get aggressive here. Does have some teammates, or at least Kanavi, on that Rift Herald.
So this is probably just going to give up this mid-tier 1. You'd assume with the Herald, it's low enough that they should just be able to charge it down. Question is, can they get mid-tier 1 without using the Herald? Well,
Kanavi is looking for an angle onto Teddy. There's cease and desist, not a clone this time, as he tanks up the turret very comfortably, and they will be able to take it here as there's a stun onto Delight, but I don't think Namgung is going to be able to get too much of anything done. They might even hold on to the Rift Herald as well.
This is exactly the sort of play you love to make, is that, you know, Bro, from their point of view, they're like, okay, they're going to take the Herald.
Carries here in this game have item parity with one another.
Zeka does have the upgraded Sorks and with the Gunblade.
Spell Shield now on cooldown. Maybe an opportunity here as the bros do move in. There is the engage onto Namgung, but they do have Teddy with the culling. Delight taking a lot of damage as Roma shows up. Teleport him from casting as well. All of the bros now in position. Namgung flashing away here as Kanavi does go into the Rift Herald, and that's a triple knockup from Delight. Flash out from Teddy, but I just don't think he's going to survive. You said this Akali was dangerous, and my God, were you correct? As Zeka picks up a triple. ZEUS looks for an angle as well as casting flashes away, and I just don't know whether it's going to be enough to keep him alive. Kanavi turns up as well, and of course, he's going underneath this turret. ZEUS going to be helping him take down the K'Sante, as that's the ace, and it's clean for
anything.
All right, let's check it out one more time. As Kanavi puts it down and just uses it to go. Oh my God.
It's so good. And you know what? This is with this pro view, we've now seen this play 3 times. I can tell you, we're going to see this a fourth time in the Mad movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That was so clean from HLE and Kanavi in particular.
And then able to finish off the ace here at the same time. And now the game becomes, I mean, it was already very difficult.
Akali are going to target them. They're just doing the Baron.
Yeah, they are. They don't care. On it. And they are going to get vision. This Baron takes a while to go down. As, yep, they're looking to try and turn. Zeka makes his way in, Shadow Flame in hand, as now Romer is in a lot of trouble. He gets into the mist. I don't know about this one, though, as now Zeka possibly in an awkward spot. Casting gets himself out of there nicely, as HLE kind of routed in that choke point, and will just back away. So really just hasn't been able to do anything this game on this solution.
If you don't make anything from the Baron, you have Dragon in 2 minutes at his soul. Oh.
Okay, looking for the angle here as they pull ZEUS in. He goes into the mist, but I mean, you mentioned short-range carries. That is precisely what's here waiting for him, but he's doing a lot of work. Seraph Shield going to be able to save Romer.
It's kind of hard to engage in return, because you dive in, ZEUS and Zeka will just get on your backline in return.
Well, now we've got an engage as Delight down to 50%. There is Kanavi going in. He looks for Gideon, but the Cyclone is going to be there, and Kanavi's just dead. Casting has found Zeka as well, taking him out of the fight. Is now ZEUS just taking matters into his own hands. The needlework is deadly, and Romer is just taken down. HLE answer quite nicely, but it's a 1-for-1 for the moment. They're trying to turn this into a siege now, but Casting in that front line, making things happen. Gideon looking a little bit low, now just on his Gromp, now looking for a reset. As HLE, they do manage to find the good angle. And Bro at least do manage to kill Kanavi.
Yeah, he could be opposing team's mid laner.
It's just a freebie. Bro just without any vision whatsoever. So that is going to be free Chemtech Soul. Megacone just taken off. Navi the only one there, so I don't think they're going to stay on it, as never mind. ZEUS just dashes back in. Wait a second. Bros, you have to make sure that they're not still on it. You don't want to be backing now, Romer. Okay.
It is gone.
It is just gone. Yeah, Gideon not going to be able to get here in time, and that is just a free Baron for HLE.
Might be the only idea at this point of the game. I want to notice that ZEUS now has a Void Staff as well, so all that MR everyone's building, not going to feel
as good. Gone for a Warmogs. Okay, ZEUS is going to kill Romer. But what can they actually get out of it? Let's see whether he can get the Realm Warp off. He should be able to. Not a lot of CC there for the Gwen, so there he goes.
He's out, but... Yep. The rest of the team are not out of the base. They are kind of just trapped here. And Guma just shreds the wave and keeps pushing the minions in. So hard to find an engage angle unless like Gideon's flashing in. And again, all summoners apart from ZEUS' flash available,
they're dealing with right now. So this is going to be prime Bro that we're going to see. As ZEUS is immune. There's a flash pulverize that comes on through here as the flash out from Romer. He does have the shield burst. Don't know whether it's going to be enough. Cease and desist comes in. They're underneath inhibitor turrets, but it just doesn't seem to matter here for HLE as Casting gets cut down. And there's some funny business with this monkey, but GUMAYUSI is underneath the Nexus turrets and doesn't seem to care too much. Flash forward from Kanavi, yes, and he may just die. Yeah, he is going to be taken out of that GA. That's why he has the GA. Yeah, they are still going to win the game, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't really matter here that Kanavi is doing some funny business as the Nexus turrets will go down, and HLE, Bro made him work for it, but they are going to win this one in the end and pick up their first match win of the LCK Cup for 2026.
Well, I think Game 3 was definitely the most convincing of the series, and I think more of the form we typically expect from HLE, but this was certainly a battle, and this was Bro not giving over an easy series win for HLE, but they do manage to claim that first. Not a sentence I'd expect to say at this point in the LCK Cup.